Welcome to episode 2 of A Fat Boy vs Hyrox. Today what we're going to do is we're going to discuss a little bit about how I started to lose weight and how I got to where I am now, where I've decided to sign up to Hyrox. So like I said in the first video, what happened was I was getting ready for work one day and I pulled on my trousers, which were a size 42, and they were a bit tight, and I was like, oh no, I've got to buy myself some size 44 trousers. And then I thought, well, that's just ridiculous, that's like way too fat. So I stopped that and went, right, I'm going to lose some weight. And what I did was, immediately, the first thing that I did was I downloaded the Couch to 5K app and I started looking at it. And you have a choice of like celebrities who can coach you through it, and I chose, for some reason, Sarah Millican. It was the best thing I ever did, because she's a very funny lady, and just listening to her and her being sort of motivating and outside of that sort of realm that you would expect her to be, it was actually really, really useful, and it went well. So I did Couch to 5K. And as I was coming towards the end of Couch to 5K, I started to sort of drop off slightly of what I was doing because I was coming to the end of the programme. And I've got a friend, John, and he's doing Man vs Fat, which is a football league for blokes who have a BMI over 27, I'm going to say. I'm going to stick at that. So I thought I might give that a go. Now, I'm not a football fan. I've never ever played football in my life. I think the last time I played football was probably like year 8, playing football because I had to in PE. But what it has got is it's got this team element where the more weight you lose, when you turn up to play football on the night, you can already have scored goals. If you lose weight 3 weeks in a row, you score a hat-trick. If you track your food and that kind of stuff, you score like a half a goal. So there's all kinds of different stuff going on without you actually having to step foot on pitch, and it all makes losing weight for me a little bit easier. You've got that psychological thing in your head of, I can't let the team down. So I did that for a season and a half. But due to the financial climate, as it is at the moment, and the fact that I'm studying for my PhD and I'm working as a security guard at the moment, my finances are quite tight. Now, it's not expensive. It's no more expensive than doing something like Weight Watchers or anything like that. And you get to play football, you get your way in, you get to meet a load of new blokes, and it is really good. And if I could afford it, I would still be doing Man vs Fat 100%. But at the moment, it's just not viable, because at the same time as I started Man vs Fat, I also started playing squash. Now, I'd never played squash in my life, and I have another friend, and he'd never played squash. So the first game that we played, we sort of played that together. And I've got a Fitbit that I wear when I'm doing sports and that kind of stuff. Now, I know that it's not dead accurate on the calories that I'm counting, but if I take it as a percentage of me and how many calories I'm burning and what it says, and just take that as a arbitrary figure of energy levels and not try and say, oh no, that was definitely that many calories, I understand that it's got its flaws. But I'd do a Couch to 5K run, or a 30-minute run, and I'd be burning about 400 calories. And then I'd go and play a 40-minute session of squash, and I would burn 700 calories. So squash undoubtedly had a massive, massive impact on the amount of weight that I was losing. You're using every part of your body, you're using like bits of muscles and things like that you just have no idea about. So that was what I started doing. So I was playing squash and I was doing Man vs Fat. Now, squash was reasonably expensive, and it made sense to get a membership for my local council gyms, although they're not part of the council, that's a whole other story. They've been spun out as their own private company, and there's all kinds of bits going on there. So I joined them, and that is about £30 a month, and Man vs Fat was about £30 a month. So that was now coming in at £60 a month, which, like I say, times are tight. I didn't have £60 a month. With the gym, I could play squash for free, I could play badminton for free, I can go to the gym a few times a week, I can use their facilities when it's pouring down, I can use it for my 5K runs, and I can now use it for Hyrox training. So something had to give, and I gave up Man vs Fat. Do I regret that? I do a little bit. Because there was quite a lot of camaraderie within the teams and that kind of stuff, and I also felt useful because I think that I was helping other people get back on the game. People who'd been there for a long time, who'd sort of plateaued a little bit, started to lose weight again, and that for me felt like, you know what, I'm useful here. So that was really, really good. I'm still within their community on social media, and it's ace seeing the people that I met there making these gains. There's a couple of lads, and Well, three, definitely three, and they're unrecognisable from who they were. They look physically different just from the amount of weight they've lost, but they've lost it in a healthy way, in a social way. They've made new friends, and it's just outstanding. And then, I think you can hear him over there, I got a personal trainer. And my personal trainer takes me out for a walk every day. We go running 3 times a week, and that has made such a massive impact. But the problem with him is that if I don't take him for a walk, he starts barking at me. So do you want to meet my personal trainer? Now, today he is wearing his cone of shame because... Ted, come on, come on, come on. So meet my personal trainer, Ted, who today is wearing his cone of shame because he had his neutering operation this time last week. So he's got to wear this for a few more days. But Ted has undoubtedly been the single best thing that happened. So I say I started losing weight on the 14th of April. That was the day that I tried to pull my trousers on for work and they were a bit tight. But what actually happened was we got Ted in mid-March. Now, had I not been taking him for a walk every day up until the point where I went, oh, I'm going to lose weight now, I'm not sure I would have been fit enough to start Couch to 5k properly. I wouldn't have had that motivation, that doing something every day, that habit. Because for me, I think that weight loss and, well, just generally anything that you want to do, if you can't build it into your life as a habit, you're never ever going to achieve it. So, me and Ted now go for an 8k walk every day. We try to go for 3 runs a week, but that doesn't always happen. It was happening when it was the summer. In this weather at the moment, we get in the rain, it's dark nights, it's difficult, and it doesn't happen all the time. But we go for runs, and like we'll get to a hill, and I'm not a fast runner. I've still not hit a sub 30 5k. I'm close, I'm very close, and I will be there soon, but I've still not hit a sub 35k. But we're running and we get to hills, and what happened originally was we'd be running up a hill, and Ted would run out ahead of me, and he'd be pulling me up the hill. Now he's only a little dog, but the fact that he's putting that effort in, it really, really helps keep you motivated and keep running. Now what's happening is I'm getting to the hills and I'm running at the speed that he wants me to run at, and he drops off and he runs alongside me and he looks up at me with such affection, as if, come on, you can do this. So I keep running. And then as I start to slow down, again he pulls out ahead of me and he helps me along. And he is just, without a shadow of a doubt, the best personal trainer that I could get. So big ups for Ted. So that's that. So when I left Man vs Fat, I just signed up for Hyrox because at Man vs Fat I'd been losing weight really, really consistently. It was going really well, and I thought, I wonder what else I can do to motivate myself and push myself along. Because things start to plateau, you start to get a little bit bored. Football isn't really for me. Although I do, like I said earlier, Man vs Fat, brilliant. Sign up if you've got one in your area and you're a bit of a fat lad like me and you want to lose some weight, you want to make some friends. They do all kinds of social stuff. They're off walking up Mulfama this weekend. They walked up Snowdon a few weeks ago. You know, they do stuff and it is brilliant. So I've been watching other people on YouTube, like fitness influencers, I guess you would say. So Mark Lewis is one of them. Above Average is his channel. And I saw his Hyrox stuff and I thought, do you know what?